They're going to get Dragon, and they're going to get top turret from this. So in spite of those 2 kills going down, this is actually a net win for Samsung Blue here.
Oh yeah, huge win. I mean, Chunju getting to take that top turret, Impact having to stand united down that bot lane. Things going all Samsung Blue's way right now.
And their play calling has been spot on so far this game. Even the little things like deft in sense, not wanting to take any risks against that Leona, being very cautious about how they extend into that bottom lane.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you guys play against a Leona in solo queue too, this is some great advice that you can take from this game about just going back when you have that Leona, not even giving her any opportunities, because if she can't do anything in that laning phase, it really, really hurts her later on.
Nothing's more frustrating when your carry is, when you're up against a Leona and your carry like doesn't get it, and you keep pushing the lane. You're like, well, I guess I'm just gonna play save the carry this game.
Yeah. And here we go. The siege is starting, and this is the real danger of this composition. No need to worry about Impact with Stand United down, so Chunju is going to take some hits right there. And it's not going to stop either. I mean, SK Telecom has to react to this.
Yeah, they do. Spears coming in, doing a lot of damage. They're going to continue to try to push this tier 2 turret. Piglet coming up the river now. It looks like at the moment, Blue's going to back off a bit.
Yeah, so they get the turret without even having Corki there, which is another big win because they're allowing him to freeze that lane and farm deep, just get more and more CS, work up to that Trinity Force.
Yeah, and in that regard, Piglet is still a little bit ahead. He does already have 2 pieces of that, whereas only the Phage right now for Deft.
No, but it'll change very quickly because he's getting a lot more CS right now, catching up just a little bit right there. And Pawn still having a great game, so it's going to be difficult here, especially since Renekton already completing that Sunfire, not going for the Tiamat.
Yep.
But he has more. He has enough of a lead right now that he'll be able just to push harder, considering he does have that AOE clear in addition to the fast Sunfire. So he'll be able to put enough pressure onto Impact this game to keep him bottled up at that tier 2 turret.
We're heading into a really interesting mid-game. I mean, this is going to be a pretty big test of SK Telecom's abilities to be able to come back from something like this. I mean, it's not a huge deficit yet, but it's definitely going to be a bit challenging. But if there's one thing we're used to, it's SK Telecom losing the first game in a best of and then coming back and winning. So this is really kind of par for the course for these guys.
Well, I think this just is a testament to how far Samsung Blue has come too, because it's not just the individual plays in this game, it's been the overall strategy. It's been the overall shot calling and decision making has been top notch from them this game. And that's great to see that other teams in Korea are kind of reaching that top level of shot calling.
Oh yeah, this next season of Champions is going to be incredible. Can't wait. Two-shot barrage comes down to try to take out a lot of that minion wave. It will. They're going to get some damage onto this turret.
No, they're going to get a lot of damage onto this turret.
Another wave comes in.
Yeah, and with Faker a little bit slow to react right there, they do have that vision advantage too. They can't all in this. Good disengage. No, they can't with Crescendo up, so. Okay. Well, Faker actually just backing off right here. Moving around the safe way through the jungle, not knowing exactly where this Renekton is right now. And that turns out to be a very smart move.
It's bizarre to look at the score and see Faker being 0-3-0 right now. That's not something I expected seeing coming into this today.
Yeah, and look at this, already taking the blue as well. They can hand that off to Nidalee. Pawn going to go ahead and take that up, and that is just, oh, Chunju gets caught out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. They're going to come in. Bengi walking in. He's walking into a 3v4. There's Solar Flare coming down. Faker evens the team fight up. Mandu getting into the back lines a little bit. Sense waiting, hasn't used Crescendo just yet. Mandu getting very low. There's the Crescendo. Does go down. Locks up Faker and Piglet quite nicely. Def coming in with the cannon. Now they get Impact. It's going to be 2 kills to 0 in favor of Blue.
And this isn't going to stop the siege either. We're going to rotate very, very quickly. Def still at a lot of HP. Pawn, of course, able to heal himself up right now as he goes down. Takes some damage from the turret, though. Oops. Needs to shove that lane a little bit first, but they'll catch up with the wave. They will get the turret, and they will be in an extremely comfortable position here at 14 minutes into this game.
Pretty amazing game so far from Samsung Blue. check out that. Let's look at that team fight.
Yeah, yeah. And Chunju coming in. Mandu going to get the Stand United down onto him right there, but unable to engage. So Shen's not going to get into the back lines. Not the world's best solar flare either. Impact forced to flash in order to get the engage down, but Chunju just absolutely tearing for people with Dominus and Sunfire Cape right now. And Pawn doing a very good job in the back. Impact gets Valked on, goes down, and that'll be that for the team fight.
Yeah. I think that was a really intelligent move, too, by Deft at the end to go after and finish off Impact rather than to chase down Piglet and Faker. They were low health, but he identified who was the sure kill, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good move. And this is one of those things where Bengi has no items now because, again, he's done his Bengi thing and gone for the pretty quick boots of ability. That said, Spirit has gone for fast sword shoes here, and after starting with that Doran's blade, so pretty aggressive build. It's going to be a high damage at least with that extra cooldown reduction coming with the Kindle Gem. Much more of an assassin-style jungler than we normally see.
Yeah. And Impact finally putting some damage onto that top turret. We'll see if SK Telecom can start pushing back a little bit. That'll be easy.
This Nidalee's getting extremely dangerous. Needlessly large rod already in the pocket. You can see how far ahead he is right now.
Yeah, Faker doesn't even have the beans done yet.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty bad situation right here.
Yep. And another dragon going to go towards the Samsung Blue side of things.
The Spirit not exactly taking dragon damage with his Spiderlings too well right there, but it's all right. He's got some sustain from Sona. And on, oh, Faker.
Ouch.
Taking another spear to the face.
Yeah. Chunju continuing to harass in that top lane as well, and now this 2-2 turret in a little bit of trouble again.
Yeah, tossing out some more spears, and this is where the siege comp gets very, very scary.
Yeah, especially because you've got Chunju possibly coming in from the back too. Going to be able to get right onto Piglet. Oh no, they do find Impact in that back lane. There's a stun. Can they capitalize on this? Trying to maybe draw the fight into the jungle a little bit too. Nope, they're going to let Shen go.
What's great about this is Chunju is here every time Stand United is down with no hesitation. You know, he's not kind of autopilot pushing that top lane.
Yeah.
He's taking advantage of that cooldown really nicely. This is just great team play. Wow, Mandu nearly eats it from that spear.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. That's going to take a lot of his health off right now. Oh, man. Man, spear just luckily stopped existing before it got to Faker.
Yeah, SK Telecom is fortunate that there's no blue buff on Pawn right now. He's already running out of mana, which is the danger. You really have to focus on pushing with that blue buff. Chunju just going to tank the turret. They know they need to get this down. Not too many spears left. That was another smart move there by Blue. They had pushed out Mandu earlier on in that fight, and they said, Chunju, you need to go in. Pawn's out of mana. We can't maintain this siege. We have to take the turret now. Went ahead, tanked the turret a little bit, got the tower. Now they get to go back. And this is a very clean game from Samsung Blue. It's like they've absorbed all of Ozone's powers.
I was going to say, yeah. It's like they gave him a mouse, but it's kind of like Space Jam where it like sucks out Dade's like mid lane abilities. I wonder if that happened before Worlds even.
Pawn took them.
Yeah.
Well, I like how Pawn actually went for the Merc Treads this game as well. That just ensures that he's going to be able to escape any situation where he deals with the Shen Taunt or the Leona CC.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, man. Faker, if that would have hit, that could have very well been a dead Faker.
You mean another dead Faker?
Another dead Faker for the 4th time this game.
Chunju causing a little havoc right now, but not going to be too much right there as the battle of the tanks doesn't result in a whole hell of a lot.
Yep.
So the next siege target looks like it will be this bottom turret. Piglet going to go ahead and recall. They may be just waiting for the blue buff to respawn right here.
Yeah.
So they can make sure to pass it off over to Pawn. That's one thing about Nidalee compositions. You must, absolutely must maintain control of the blue buff.
Yep.
So it'll be activated there by True Shot Barrage. No way of sniping it now. Bengi probably not going to take the risk. He's far too squishy.
Yeah, it'd be way too big of a risk at the moment.
But here we go, blue buff. Oh, Spirit acquired it.
Whoops.
Well, yeah, not the world's best result, but with how far ahead they are, they should be able to easily take this tower anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the tiny little mistakes are just that, you know, very tiny. They're going to back off a little bit. They don't exactly know where everybody is just yet. No minion wave, but that turret already almost dead, and Chunju now split pushing in the mid lane. Such a dangerous circumstance right now.
Yeah, they have to be very careful about Sense as well. His flash is up. He can flash crescendo that back line if need be. Vengi gets caught out a little bit.
Yeah, he does, and actually Mondu going in really deep. Solar Flare misses everybody. Sand United coming out of Mondu. They want to get back onto Def. They do nearly. On the back line, gets kicked into the fight, but everybody already on the run. There's going to be the ult for Orianna, but it doesn't matter. Faker's already dead, and Def coming in to clean up the rest of this fight. So many low members. Spears coming in. Looks like everybody but Faker survives, but they're not going to be able to save this turret. That's the main objective. Winning team fights is nice, but they want to just keep pushing.
Yeah, it would have been better, and probably that fight would have gone better. And Samsung
Oh,
blew
they
out.
got him
Pawn
anyway.
actually
Oh,
takes him out. If Nidalee had that blue buff, but they are so far ahead at this point that it may not really matter. And
no.
Wow, Samsung Blue showing up to play today.
No kidding. They do not look intimidated by SKT one bit.
No, they don't. And it would be pretty shocking if they could actually take SK Telecom T1 out in this best of three.
Well, I mean, to be fair, SK Telecom could use a vacation, but I don't think they want to take one just yet. All they have to do is win today and Friday, and then they've got, you know, about a month until the global finals, so.
Right.
We'll see.
Now Chunju completing that Spirit Visage. He's pretty far up on Impact at this point in time.
Yep. Getting that good vision control.
And here we go, trying to maintain the control over the Baron, make sure that SK Telecom doesn't have any way of getting back into this game.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Nidalee Spears are probably like one of the most terrifying looking projectiles as well in the game. You just see that thing coming, especially with the skin, and it's pretty frightening. This is like Predator cosplay Nidalee, I think, is the name of the.
Oh right, yeah, I think that's
I think
that's the name.
Pretty sure.
Just like they're changing Rengar's name to Predator soon.
That's right. Changing Kha'Zix's name to Alien, I think.
Yep.
Word on the street anyway. How about a bug hunt with creatures that bleed acid?
Okay, well, they're going to go ahead and shove the lanes in one more time. Not too concerned with the Baron, and that makes a lot of sense. They really can't have anybody getting into the back line. Piglet, wow.
Man, he put that pig on a skewer. He's going to rotisserie that one.
Yeah, it's like a Hawaiian barbecue in this game.
That's right. Making me hungry for a solo queue.
Okay, well, Dragon going to go over to MVP Blue one more time. That'll increase their lead to 10,000 here at 22 minutes.
This is just insane. This is not the game I was expecting we would see, but I'm so impressed by Samsung Blue.
Well, and
really, really nice game.
Yeah, that all credit to them too. This isn't necessarily SK Telecom played badly,
No,
but
not at all.
Samsung Blue has done a lot right this game.
Yeah. No, this has been just straight up SK Telecom getting outplayed. Yep. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Not a lot of huge mistakes from SKT. Faker not having the best game, obviously, but aside from that, Blue just looking better than we've ever seen them play before.
Yeah, and look at the vision control coming up. They have double oracles clearing out this jungle, making it risky for anybody to move through it. And now they've set themselves up for a really nice siege. They can see any kind of rotation coming through. They are so safe as they move in on the last remaining Tier 2 turret. This is a perfect setup for Samsung Blue, and this is just as meticulous could be. Very nice play overall.
Pretty much. The slow strangling of SK Telecom continues. And this game one, aside from a devastatingly bad team fight, is nearly all but wrapped up for these guys. I mean, all they need to do is play clean to the ending, and they've got this one.
Well, and of course, with Mondu still pretty darn squishy right here, he doesn't even have the Ruby Sightstone yet. It's extremely difficult for him to engage, and that means that getting into the back line for Impact is going to be next to impossible, because even if Mondu gets in there, they're probably going to kill him before Stand United finishes channeling. And so Shen without Flash is somewhat useless. That said, Impact does have that Flash up right now, but he's got to lock down Pawn and Deft. But with Pawn picking up those Merc Treads, not going to be as easy as it could be.
You know, and I do like Leona. I think she is a strong support champion right now still, but I mean, there's a reason why we don't see her as often in this scene as a lot of other supports, and that because
she's very one-dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. You know what someone playing Leona is going to do. You can do exactly what Blue did this game, which is just fall back, Leona's not going to dive you under turret for quite a while. You can have a very safe early game against Leona, and yeah, I mean, I got to question that Leona pickup a little bit.
Yeah, Pawn going to clear out the top lane. They're probably waiting for another, they need another blue buff on this Nidalee to siege a base turret, because that's just going to take a lot longer than these outer turrets due to the architecture of the base and how safe it is to defend the base turret. So they need to wait for a little bit.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. They've got all the time in the world right now. As many of us have learned in solo queue, there's no time limit imposed on games of League of Legends.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes frustratingly.
For better or for worse.
Okay, well, they're continuing just to control the top side of the jungle, where you want to be right now if you want to make sure that you can get that Baron and ensure that SK Telecom is very reluctant to sneak that one out.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
And it's Baron, yeah. There we go. Samsung Blue going after the Baron. SK Telecom, they've got to have an idea this is going on, but is there anything at all they can do? I don't think they can even get there. No, they're not even going to try. And a completely unopposed Baron for Blue.
Yep.
Wow.
And there we go. Pawn.
Oh, there we go.
Hops over the wall right there, checking with the True Shot Barrage, but
timing for that wasn't so bad, actually.
Yeah, he is just a little short, though.
Yeah.
So all he gets is not a Baron Snipe, just sadness.
Nothing but air. Air barrage.
Air barrage.
And SK Telecom not looking too pleased right now.
Well, I guarantee you, Koma, their coach, is going to have a few words.
He looked so happy when we saw him earlier today. He was like, hey, guys, that was a guy without a care in the world when we saw him before the match today, but I don't know about right now.
I think he's going to change his tune a little bit.
I think so. Yep. Oh, well, he'll have to go home and cry into his piles of money if things go badly today, I guess.
He can wipe his tears with $1 million.
That's right. That wipes a lot of tears.
It does.
Yeah.
Many tears will be dried by that pile of cash.
Yeah.
Well, Samsung Blue should be making a move for the mid lane shortly. Still no blue buff onto Pawn here. Oh yeah, he did get it actually. Just kidding, Doa.
Just kidding, it's okay. You were testing me and I didn't even try to answer the question, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, just making sure all the waves are pushed up. Pretty methodical, standard closeout here. They don't want to take any risks when they have a chance to take down the world champions.
You know, they need to make a pizza chef Renekton skin where he has like his thing is like a big pizza cutter, you know?
There you go.
Where it's like a top hat.
A top hat?
Another.
Is that what you cook? Is that what you cook your pizza?
A chef's hat. I don't know. It's a kind of top hat, right?
Wow, you go to some fancy pizzerias.
Only the best. It's that esports casting money, you know? All my pizza chefs wear top hats. I don't know where you go. They went to the Monte Cristo School of Pizza Making Fashion, I guess. Can you blame them?
That's where I'm going to...
I'm just trying to appeal to your sensibilities, man.
That's the business I'm going to
Whoa! Piglet nearly just instigated there. We ate pizza before the match today, actually. It was good. Not so good for SK Telecom right now, though. They're losing their mid inhibitor. There's just nothing they can do right now to stop Samsung Blue.
No, and
oh, wow.
I mean, at this point, Pawn is just so amazingly fed that he'll just launch those spears. He's got so much mana regen between Blue, Athene's, and the Baron buff.
He's made it to the other side of the chessboard. Now he turned into like a queen or... Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, they got a good
they're
top
going to go in on it. Yeah, they do. Getting right onto Pawn in the back lines, but he's going to be able to duck out of it so quickly. And look at this, Bangi getting low. Incredibly fast. Impact stands uniting out of the fight. Doesn't want any part of that. Crescendo misses, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't make a bit of difference. Piglet about to die in the fountain. Nope, maybe not. I had my hopes up, but either way, 11-3 is the kill score. 8 turrets to 1. It's not going to get any better for SK Telecom. This game is over.
Yeah, and they're just going to go ahead and leave that inhibitor. No point right now. Bengi getting into the back, but this has been a pretty textbook example of how to siege from Samsung Blue. Very nice game from them, and a well-earned win over SK Telecom T1.
Man, I almost clapped myself at the end of that game. That was impressive. Man, we've seen some impressive games this week.
Yes, we have.
Wow.
Very, very clean game from Samsung Blue, showing that they've come a long way since we last saw them.
Yeah, and SK Telecom a bit in shock there. They look a bit bewildered.
Yeah, no smiles.
Yeah.
But they've got a couple more games to come back. It is a best of 3 after all.
Again, I mean, this is kind of what SK Telecom does. They lose the game, and then, you know, some switch clicks in their brains, and it's like, all right, download complete, and then they know how to beat their opponents.
I think the download is banning Nidalee. Everyone else has had the respect to ban Nidalee against Pawn. But
pro tip, ban Nidalee.
We saw how strong he can be on that champion. 4-0-6 with 3 kills against Faker in the laning phase.
Yeah. We saw Faker go 0-5-1 that game. Can't remember the last time that happened.
Yeah, still had some decent farm at 246 compared to 186 of his opponent, but that doesn't excuse falling behind that significantly. And even though Piglet didn't die, and I feel like even when SK Telecom loses, Piglet is the man who is still able to hold his own.
Yeah. I think I know what that sign said, but I could be wrong, so I don't know if I should say it. I'm not sure. I'm second guessing myself on there. That's a good thing, right? I think it said, maybe I should go home, is pretty much what I think that sign said. If you speak Korean and you saw that sign, let me know. Either way, we'll be back with game number 2 right after this.
She was everything to me. But they took her. And with her, they took my kindness and my mercy. That was their mistake. Because now, all I've got left is a cold heart. They thrive on doubt. They feast on fear. These wretched abominations blight this world, and every last one of them will perish by my hand. on. Keep moving on. And they say I have a grim sense of humor.
Hey guys, welcome to the crazy circus that is WCG Korea. SK Telecom right now down a game to Samsung Blue, and I mean, no discredit to Samsung Blue at all. They just straight up beat SKT.
Yeah.
That was a straight up game, no throws involved. They just beat SKT.
They didn't just beat them. They pretty much stomped them as well.
Yeah.
And Samsung Blue, I don't know, Doa, what has happened here in Korea since the end of Champion Summer, but we have seen a dramatic improvement in the shot calling